Hey, what's up? Here we are back in the shop. Baling went fantastic. Got 85 bales put in the barn last night. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But went ahead, the baler did great. Baled them all. It took me a little bit to figure out the new baler, like how much hay I could stuff in there before it would jam. Never jammed it. That's good. So I'm assuming I could do a lot more. It's all right. So I'm deciding to add my little hay saver to the outside. It's a rubber wheel that kind of just helps bring the windrow in. It'd be super helpful. So this machine wasn't built for one, so I'm kind of designing and building my own little bracket for it. So here I kind of have it laid out, getting started what we're looking at here. So that's the hay saver wheel. It's just, you know, it helps guide the windrow in. You know, it likes to dribble little slobbers. Sometimes when it builds up just a little bit too much here, it goes around the outside there. And you want to keep this thing full, so you don't want to be leaving stuff around the outside, and the windrows are usually like that wide anyway. So, you know, if you drive off a little bit or swerve a little bit or go around a corner and don't do it just right, you lose, you know, quite a bit. And, you know, I don't really know what the overall savings of this thing is, but I already had the wheel from the other baler. It just didn't have a bracket on this one. So, yeah, just building the bracket. And, yeah, typical farmer stuff here is this pin that, I don't want to wiggle it too much, it'll fall. But this pin is through the hole in this piece of metal. And I had to use this piece of metal or this piece of metal because of the hole. I already had the hole. I don't really have, I don't have the time, patience, and to drill holes that big. I might have bits that go that big, but you know, sometimes I just get close and then you have to reamer it out. It's a pain in the butt. It's really nice to find, you know, when you're using like 1-inch holes or anything bigger than a 1-inch hole in this big steel, it's nice to find the hole already done and just kind of work around it. So I've got some interesting ideas how to get this put together and make it so it's just a bolt-on piece. Welding would be a lot easier. But we're just going to make it a bolt-on piece, and just like everything else in the baler can be all disassembled and reassembled, so every piece can be taken off and on. So if we need to, we can just take it off, and who knows. So yeah, figured I'd kind of bring you in on this process and show you guys this modification on this this wonderful baler we got going here. It's working really great. So up with the baler today. Just had it in the shop, had a few extra things I wanted to do to it. We added the hay saver wheel along the side, which is super awesome. It helps keep more of the hay into the windrow. It does a nicer job cleaning up the fields. It's really exciting. Here, I'll just walk around and we'll show you what I did. Alright, the first thing we did, we saw this thing here, the hay saver. We got that on there real nice, looks good. We got the handle put on the header pickup and everything, and I'll show you guys how that goes down. So it's real convenient. You just take your safety pin out right here, it's a little bolt like that, and you just hit that. Header goes down. On the way down, it hits the wheel and knocks that down, and you're ready to bail. It's the bail position. When you're getting ready to the road position, you just gotta lift this up. Safety pin back in right there, and then just lift this guy up out of the way. Boom, ready for the road. Everything off the ground. So, super excited about that. Another thing I did is I worked a lot on this thing. It takes the hay from the header and puts it over into the chamber. It goes back and forth real fast. So it was a little bit bent, and wasn't taking grease in one of the things. This one's missing the grease zerk altogether. So I just kind of took it apart and lubed it up. And everything's moving real nice now. Real smooth. Real smooth. Did that. Let's see, what else do we do? Greased everything up, got all the knotters all greased and blown off, looking real good. They're working real great. I greased these things up, got them tensioned up about the same on both sides. There was when this little fork, here we go, when this trolley comes all the way out this way, that fork was coming out and hitting there and actually kind of bent the fork. And I think hay and stuff comes out, so I had this little piece of rubber here, so when the trolley comes, it just kind of like holds the fork in and keeps the hay in, so we added that up there, lubed up the chain real good. Now for my super exciting part, is this. So this is a hydraulic ram that I just added to it, just welded on a little bracket there and another little bracket right here, and then added my little catch chain here. So the way this works is you pull this chain, loosen this, and that there goes into the hole, and that keeps it into the road position. And then you move it all the way over to that hole, and that keeps it in the field position. To do this is kind of difficult. You have to pull on this, which this is not here. I just added this chain and this hook. So you put the chain and hook on there, and that pulls the pin out, opens it up and holds it open for you. And then you just gotta like, used to use a rock and back the tractor into the baler to make it move into the other position. So got the hydraulic ram all put on there, got the hoses all zip tied up there, added this this PTO holder here, so you can just disconnect it from the tractor and set it on there and use it real quick. Because even if it sets down on the ground, it goes around and hits the tongue, and you have to like flip to the other side, and if you'll notice, it does just kind of move on its own. So when you're doing this stuff by yourself, it's real difficult. So this is super exciting. Added that. Here's the hydraulic lines for the hydraulic ram. I'll show you that here in a minute working. We'll go get the tractor and hook that up. The jack was all bent. This piece had gotten spread apart. I think that someone, left it up and they were trying to switch sides and probably bent it. And so it got bent pretty good, and it was big. There was a tiny little bolt in there, so it was really, really loose. So it's a lot tighter. This bottom pin wasn't there either. And so what that does, it's just kind of a catch pin. So the jack there goes out of your way, but then when you want to use it, you lift it up and push it down and catch it on that pin, and it just stays there. And then you just jack it up or down or whatever you need. Really nice, really easy, one-handed, look at that. So got it all lubed up and working real nice. Again, this going up and down wasn't working so good. So got that working really good. Real excited. Got all these chains lubed up over here. Took these access covers off. Got into these access covers, and behind there's bearings for the plunger and plunger bearings. So I got down in there and got all those lubed up real nice, and yeah. Everything's looking really good.